All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. Certainly the game of the weekend, maybe the game of the year, the battle of the unbeatens as we get underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Well, they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Looking to throw, and that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Christian McCaffrey unable to get to the marker. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go. 81. Great.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. That's Samuel. Caught left side. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
82. Shorty.
From midfield, here's Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. He had a little bit of a turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Steps away to his left. And he rifles one incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Flex round.
Back to throw down. They sack him back at the 42. They were able to win last week at times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Flex round.
They'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now a first carry for Donnell Humphrey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Now they try the right side here. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On the line.
Play action. Now Wentz. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Taken in at the 22. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 40 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with the running back. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever, because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And they'll run it here. And an alley to run. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Man 5-7.
On second down, here's Wentz. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now Wentz on third down. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Run.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. From the gun on third down, Wentz. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Gray 15.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. On first down, this is McCaffrey. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's got Fuller. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at about the 14. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Straight 15, straight 15.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Open man is Samuel, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had to read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Wentz will try again on second down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. Spinning past him. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Pitching it out to McCaffrey. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And a short gain here down to the 22. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So While it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Philadelphia getting interception, just any interception. Are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now this time, Wentz will throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult. There, now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Redskins on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Jones. The 13 yards that time at a first. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. On second down, it's Jones. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Redskins on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4. A give to Jones. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This from 54 yards away. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This from 54 yards away. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw on second down, Washington. And an alley to run. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. First down now, but that clock rolling.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch. But even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Washington. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Now this time he'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down. The Eagles hustling to the line. Clock rolling. Looking to throw on second down. Washington. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for Washington, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.